Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Supernova. I am your host, Paul Michaels. Joining me today,
KJ McDermott.
alrighty. So, again, we're going to go and do some more trailer talk. The trailers today in discussion will be the new, can't believe I'm saying this, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
You liked it.
I know, but that's the thing. So, Out of the Shadows trailer, and obviously the X-Men Apocalypse trailer. I guess we should start off with, the Ninja Turtle one. So, I avoided this trailer like the plague. The only reason I think I watched is because you literally posted it to my Facebook wall.
That's because I actually was dumbfounded at it actually looking good. I didn't think it was going to look good.
No, neither did I.
The first movie was terrible. And
Oh, God. I mean, terrible isn't even a way to describe that.
Backstory for everybody listening. Paul and I are huge Ninja Turtle fans. Like, I've got the tattoo on my arm. I made the jokes earlier being like, oh, the first movie was crap. I kind of want to get my tattoo removed after it.
Yeah.
I didn't because we're both classic Turtle fans. There have been other terrible like the live-action TV show they did with like Venus de Milo there.
Oh,
like,
God.
Yeah,
and let's not even talk about like the Rock
Next
tour
Mutation,
or like
the
Next Mutation.
Mutation.
Then there's the Rock concert they did.
Oh,
and the
God.
Merry Christmas
But, like,
special and
that was ages ago too. Like,
I know.
but
That was like at the peak of like when Turtles were just really just going off the rails and no one knew what was going on and they just didn't. We're like, okay, I guess we need to let it go then.
But then there are the redeeming factors, like the new Nickelodeon TV show, which
It's great.
I was hesitant about, and then Paul brought me into it, and I was still being like, oh, this is going to be crap. And then I actually started watching it, and it was really, really good. So I got hope, like, being like, oh my god, Turtles are making a comeback. And they kind of did. They came out with the first Ninja Turtles movie, and I did not see it in theaters because I did not want to pay money for that, because
Same here.
we ended up watching it here, and we ripped it apart because it was just bad. It was bad.
It was so bad.
It was bad.
So there's like one or two redeeming factors to it as far as like live action Ninja Turtles go. The spirit of the main characters themselves, the Turtles,
That's the only thing they got right.
Yeah, it's about, and I mean, you can say like certain stuff, like they had the addition of Shredder's daughter, Karai, which had never been done in live action before.
Very true.
But like, there's like one or two.
The mech suit Shredder.
Oh, I know. Like I said, there's like one or two redeeming aspects of the film, but pretty much like 98% of the rest of the movie is just
terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
I don't know. It's just. I
mean, yes, it's aimed at kids. It's aimed at getting a new generation involved in it. But then for fans who grew up with it, it was just being like, oh my god, you already destroyed Transformers.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna destroy Ninja Turtles too.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. I mean, there's different ways to judge, as well as like I mean, there's the Next Mutation or Ninja Turtles 3 bad. There's that version of Turtles that are bad.
Ninja Turtles 3 I still liked better than the new movie, which is like oh my god, like Ninja Turtles 3 is terrible. Like Yoshi, oh, he's going to bring the devil in him. Oh, they're demons. But even still, like, I like that more than the new one. Like, we're gonna drain every last drop of blood from them, even if it kills them.
Yeah.
Well, if you drain every last blood from like anybody, it's gonna kill them. Why do you need to add that? Like,
there's so many lines that
they learned jujitsu from a fucking book they found. In the
that was the worst thing. I think everyone knows this who is a Turtle fan who's seen the movie. But every aspect of the Turtles, they always learn ninjutsu from their master Splinter. Now, Splinter is either one, he is a pet rat of Hamato Yoshi, who is the rival to Oroku Saki, who is Shredder, and he learns the moves by copying his master from his cage. Or he is Hamato Yoshi, transformed into a rat, and then he trains the Turtles in all of his mastery knowledge. This one, he literally finds a ninjutsu book in the sewers in Japanese. And knows how it works, and it's like, that's good.
Able to train, like, these ninjas from finding a book. I'm sorry. if you're going to train ninjas, like, I have a ninja book, I can't do half the shit in it. Like, people who know me, I actually got, for one Christmas, I got, like, a complete, like, ninjutsu book, because people know, like, I love the Turtles, I love ninjas, whatever.
Yeah.
And half the shit in it, you see the pictures and the diagrams, it's like, well, I'm never gonna find
But are you a ninja rat?
Can
Have you been mutated by the ooze?
Can I climb, like, a stairwell from the underneath of the stairwell? Hell no. Like, are you joking me? Like, even, like, looking at the pictures, I'm never gonna master that. Like,
yeah. Okay, so let's get on this actual trailer though of the new movie.
That was the leading up to why we're so, like, flabbergasted. I love that word. Flabbergasted is perfect.
The best way that I can explain this, and I think the other people have used this example, but I'm going to use it because it's the best way to describe the transition from the first movie to the second movie. If you're looking at, for like an example, you only need to look at like G.I. Joe. That first G.I. Joe movie, the live-action one that happened a few years ago, was like god-awful. Now, the second one...
an awesome ninja.
Yeah. Well, the second one...
Parks is amazing.
Yeah, well, then that's why that's the only thing that survived the sequel, pretty much. Now, the sequel is still, like, not great, but it's much better than the first one, and it actually looks and feels like a G.I. Joe movie. It's like a soft reboot of the franchise. And I feel like that's what this new movie is going to basically do with the Turtles. Because they don't call it Ninja Turtles 2, they just call it Out of the Shadows. Yeah. And it's like, okay.
Well, that too, that's the one thing I really didn't like about it, is because the Ninja Turtles were always in the shadows. They're ninjas. They're always, that's, okay. If we're getting onto it, like, that's my main...
Yeah, I know, they're ninjas.
Like, that scene in the trailer where they're like out there, we're just 4 brothers who like this city and hate bullies. And like the reporters there, like they're out there in daytime being like filmed and stuff, and I'm just oh, give me a break. Like, no. No,
okay. To be fair, I mean,
we don't know the context of the scene.
No, but there's two aspects to that. One, if we're judging all this based off of these Ninja Turtles, it's just terrible because like the Turtles in general are usually small and like petite and like they're easier to hide. These things are like gigantic monsters that like make booming sounds when they run.
Roided turtles.
Yeah, roided turtles. Okay, but the other aspect is too, this movie, this new trailer looks like it's really taking. It looks like it wants to sort of take the soul of like the '80s TV show.
What I think is they listened to the fans.
No, they did.
They listened to the fans, and after the first movie was shoddy.
I mean, it was still successful, but it was not good.
Like, now they're looking at it being like, oh, well, we've got so many fans, and so many of, like, the fans are now adults bringing their kids to see this movie.
Yeah.
And they want to, like, share the experience with their kids.
Yeah.
And so they're like, why don't we make something enjoyable for the adult fans and bring in the new kids?
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so again, I think that'd be great if that actually is how they're thinking. It's hard to say.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, but, so, just to reiterate the point, though, I'm with you. I wish they wouldn't reveal themselves to, like, the major public, but if they're trying to give, like, the soul of, like, the 80s TV show, that's not a bad direction, because, like, by the end of, like, the first season of, like, in the 80s TV show,
knew who they were.
Everyone knew what they looked like, knew who they were.
In the cartoon show, they had the people who dressed up as them to try and be...
Yeah.
It's the same type of thing, like, when they did in, the second Batman movie, when they were like the cops dressed up as Batman.
Yeah,
there were other people who dressed up as the Ninja Turtles to try and fight crime.
Yeah, there's even
and people were like, "You're not the real Ninja Turtles." Like,
there's even a whole subplot in the 1980s TV show. And again, like after like the first season, they pretty much just do random episodes. But there was like a long going continuity with certain things. There was even like an episode where like a kid dressed up like them and wanted to like join their group and stuff. So like. The New York City in that version is aware of the Turtles, know what they look like, has an idea that they live in the sewers but can never find them because neither can Shredder.
Because they're ninjas.
Because they're ninjas, I guess. I don't know. But like...
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, they're ninjas.
Well, either way, if it ends up at the end of the film that they come out to the public, I won't hate it because it's not that far off from certain aspects of different source material. That being said.
Yeah.
The new TV show, they're definitely still in the shadows for like almost the whole entire show.
Like, people might see them or get a glimpse of them, but they're still like tabloid.
Yeah.
They're not like, it's like, oh, giant alligators in the sewers, giant Ninja Turtles in the sewers, like, ooh.
Or they get called frogs because that's a running joke. I don't know. But okay, so let's
Battletoads.
I will go over the main points of what I like, and then you reiterate with whatever you want to say. So. In the beginning of the film, you see like a portal opening up in the sky. We're meant to
Dimension X.
Yeah, we're meant to believe that that's Dimension X, and that's the Krang coming through the portal.
Which would be great for. That's what I'm saying. Like
a setup, yeah.
the third movie. It would be great if, like, actually the Krang.
We see like a Technodrome. We see all that awesome stuff.
We don't see a Technodrome yet.
No. But I'm saying if we get to Technodrome, that's what we
want. That would be a great
Yeah.
setup for a third movie.
There is this theory. This is the theory.
If they bring in the Rock generals, then
yeah, there is. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, there's like a Rock army that Krang controls in the '80s series. But okay, so you see all these things.
For a third movie too.
Huh?
That would be fun for a third movie.
No, I think it'd be great. But okay, so you see the stuff come down. And then you just see the turtles going into action and chasing down the Foot, who were like doing like this Fast and Furious
type thing.
thing.
I'm so glad the Foot actually looked like ninjas.
Oh yeah, no.
They
That's
don't
the
look
thing.
like fucking street thugs.
They're not SWAT team with like goddamn guns. To be
They're
fair,
actually ninjas with like swords, and like they're actually like doing flips and kicks and stuff. They're actual ninjas this time, which is great.
To be fair though, and the only substantial background we could use on that is that in the '80s they were, now granted they were robots, but they did shoot at the turtles with like laser guns. I don't know, but
some of them did.
It's a stretch, I know, but yes, for the
you
most
look
part,
at the old movies and they're all just like sitting there waiting for their turn to get beaten.
Yeah, but yeah, like they're actual ninjas. They have swords, but they're on this armored truck. You can tell trying to steal money or something, and then the turtles come up in like this giant garbage truck made to look like the turtle van. But the party wagon. But it looks good, and I like it. And then Donnie's like to Leo, like, press the button. What do you mean? There's like a million buttons. And then he presses a button, and the front opens up, and then it shoots manhole covers at the Foot.
Straight from
the toys.
Turtles. Yeah, yes, the toys. Like the actual car that actually like, oh, we can shoot manhole covers. Like, oh my god, like let's sell more toys. Like,
yeah, but and then it shows like a scene of them like sliding down the sewers, which it did in the first one, but it looks like they're having more fun with it. I don't know. And then it just goes and goes, and then you see Stephen Amell, the Arrow, as Casey Jones, which is awesome, and he's got like a cool mask. I wish he had long hair, but that's
right. I was gonna say that,
but it's a nitpick.
The only thing that I would, you know what, like he may do amazing. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
give
cool.
him that. Like, I'm sure he can do Casey Jones well.
Yeah.
I just wish that he had the long hair. That's my only nitpick, and like it is nitpicking at this point.
It is nitpicking, but I mean, well, okay, so I think it could easily be changed. Like, literally, they could just do one line where like April could look at him and be like, you know, you look better with your hair grown out or something, and then like the next movie.
Then again, we're not writing the movie.
I assume they made him keep it short too because like
he's still doing stuff on the other show.
He's doing Arrow at the same time, and I can only imagine the wig would be hard to keep without like losing your mind. I don't know, but Casey Jones looks pretty good for like a modern Casey Jones.
For that fight scene that he had where he's actually sitting there and then like the hockey puck comes down and he like pretty much bats the hockey puck
and then hits a foot soldier in the head.
And it hits him. That's Casey Jones. That the essence of Casey Jones was there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to deny that. Him with like the mask and everything, and like we'll see how the dialogue plays out between him and April. Sure.
I'll talk more about the dialogue in a sec. So I'm gonna end on a sour note, but okay. But here's the thing. So then the next stuff we see Shredder. Now he doesn't have a mask on, but he's a human being.
Yeah.
He's not
in a mech suit.
He's not in a mech suit. He's not in the shadows talking Japanese, and like no one really cares.
He's not
and
a reshoot.
He's not a fucking reshoot. Yes. He's an actual character, and he's in a bar. And he's talking to two guys, and he's like, I need errand boys, and it's Bebop
with that.
and Rocksteady, and they're human forms.
Well, that's I was on a bunch of the forums where you can always tell the actual Turtle fans as opposed to the people who are like just like jumping on the bandwagon, and people are like, oh, they're human before they like, become mutants. I was like, that's what Bebop and Rocksteady were.
That's what they've always been.
They were human before they were mutated. Like, that's the whole thing. Shredder, like, got a couple thugs. He experimented on them and, like, made them into mutants to be his, like, little henchmen.
Be his henchmen or things to mess with the turtles.
Yeah, like,
to be cannon fodder.
He was like, oh, they're mutants. Why don't I have mutants to fight the other mutants?
Yeah.
There you go. That's, like, Shredder's logic. And all these people on the forums and everything were like, well, how can they be human before they're mutants? And I was like, oh my god, like, source material people, do you know what it is?
Well, there's different things too because like, the ooze does different stuff throughout all the different iterations. It either makes things like bigger than they are.
I was reading something where like people were comparing them to Toka and Razor, and I was just like, "Are you shitting me?"
For people who don't know, Toka and Razor are the monsters from Secret of the Ooze.
The second movie, the second Turtle movie.
But that's what every person on the internet has said this. Like when we were all kids and we watched that movie. we all wanted to be Bebop and Rocksteady, and we all asked, why isn't it the Warthog and the Rhino guy? Like, we wanted to know what was going on with it.
Aren't great, though.
Oh, no, they're fine, and they're great in Turtles in Time, and I love the fact of, like, how they even brought them back in, like, the new show. Not Taka yet, but Raza they brought back, which is really cool. But, okay, so we see them in human form, and then we see... what actually might be perfect casting, Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman.
Right, that too. I'm excited for actual Baxter Stockman. Like once again, end of this movie or third movie,
he'll probably be the
having
Fly.
Baxter Stockman, who's like the scientist being like, oh, like I did this, like this is me hypothesizing. Him seeing like the mutagen like in action, because you like in what it seems like in the trailer, he's the one conducting the experiments.
My guess is that Shredder doesn't know how the ooze all works, so he gets an expert.
A scientist.
Now, apparently there was a Baxter Stockman in the first movie. I don't know where he was, but apparently there was a guy playing Baxter
It's probably
Stockman.
like one of like the flashback scenes when
that no one cares about it. Yeah, but,
oh my God, April has like pet turtles. Like that's so cool.
But
Mr. Stockman's there too.
Like
no one. Yeah,
no one cared.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Movie was terrible.
Yeah, so, but again, Tyler Perry is Baxter Stockman. For those who, like, I know this is funny too, because some people don't know this. I mean, it's concurrent in the 2003 show and now the new one, but this is right from the comics. Baxter Stockman has always been an African-American character. Yeah. My first iteration, he was made Caucasian in the 80s TV show, yeah, before. But anyone who knows the source material knows that he becomes the Stockman Fly character. He becomes the human fly, basically.
He's still a crazy scientist who invents the Mousers. Yeah. Like the Mousers. How cool
are they going to use Mousers in this? That would be awesome if they did. I don't even know.
If they made the Mousers to hunt down Splinter, like that would be cool.
That would be really, really cool. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
We are.
So then basically,
like I said, we are both turtle enthusiasts, so we're going like nuts, being like, "Oh my god, I'm actually excited for this movie."
So this is the thing. This is the main huge thing that everyone's talking about. We see Bebop and Rocksteady in human form, and then we see them. We see mutated. We see Bebop's hand on the glass, and he's mutated. Yeah. And then the next scene, we see the fully CGI versions of Bebop and Rocksteady. Now, the first time the Turtles were revealed in the first original trailer for the thing, like, everyone said these guys look terrible, they don't look like Ninja Turtles. This is the exact opposite. Bebop and Rocksteady...
great.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is Rocksteady's eyes look off.
Okay, but... Okay, the best way I can say this.
The rest of him looks great. The eyes look a bit too cartoony for me.
Okay, that's fair. But at the same time, for me personally, like it's like action figures that I had as a kid brought to life.
Nitpicking, being like, all right, they look awesome. Like the rest of him looks great. His eyes look a little goofy. That's fair. Nitpicking again.
But like, it's great because you see them in all their forms. You see them as the human forms, the mutated forms, and then later you see them on bikes, even like the bikes that and they're chasing down Casey Jones. And then there's
the scene like when he first sees him and Mikey's like, "Oh, yo, dude, like you're bringing back the mohawk." He's like, "Oh, you got jokes, huh?" Like flips down his shades. Like that was awesome.
Bebop, yeah.
Especially because like I'm glad that they're just not like mindless like Toka and Razor were like mindless.
Oh yeah, they're just like, yeah.
Like I'm glad that like they still keep like the banter back and forth. The banter is what will make it. Is because like
because they're idiots and the turtles know that and make fun of them all the time.
They can still have the conversations back and forth while they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, like what, like that sold it for me when I saw that when he was like, oh, bring it back to Mohawk. Oh, you got jokes, huh? Like
yeah. And then he greases the Mohawk, throw down the shades,
visors, and then it was like fight scene. Like that sold it for me.
Yeah. Like, it's great. It's like that thing that basically that they. I mean, right even in the TV show, like the turtles immediately know that they're strong, but they're idiots and they can easily outwit them, and but I love that.
Well, they're stronger, but the ninjas know
how to maneuver around. However, like Bebop, like basically body slams like Leo or something in that one scene, and then like Rocksteady grabs Raph and just like it's so good. But okay,
the bigger they are, the more bones they break.
So that scene ends, and then you see them on their bikes, which is awesome. And then, like, they're literally, like, Rocksteady literally is, like, off his bike, and he's charging like an actual rhino. He, like, pushes all these cars out of the way, chasing Casey Jones, who's just, like, on inline skates, somehow not losing his mind. And it's crazy. And then it goes to, like, a scene of, like...
I think it's like a bad trip.
Yeah.
LSD.
And then...
There's a rhino chasing me! Gotta run away!
And then there's a scene with like Will Arnett, who's playing Vernon from the TV show, or Vern.
Great quote.
Yeah. And he's in a.
Where are the turtles? When something goes wrong, you want to be with the turtles.
Well, yeah, of course.
Of course you do.
Yeah, but it's, I feel bad. I hope Will Arnett is given more to do in this, because everyone, even off the first movie, were like, we love you, Will Arnett, because of everything that you've done with Arrested Development and more.
Funny as shit as an actual actor. He's funny.
It's just.
I don't know of him being like a serious actor, but
No, but that's
roles he works.
That's the worst thing with a comedic actor is when you know he can be really funny, and then he's not given any material to really work with in a movie. That's what's so painful.
Staring at the fucking chick's ass.
Yeah, I felt bad for him in that first movie, but hopefully he can do more in this, because now it'd be Casey staring at her ass.
Like in the trailer, you see her like unbuttoning like her top or whatever.
I don't know. I saw some behind the scenes. She's dressing like a schoolgirl.
We already know Megan Fox has fucking hotness because of plastic surgery and whatever the fuck
I don't know what else
trainer does for her.
I don't know.
Like, you know what? Like, sure, she's eye candy. You don't need to tell us she's eye candy. That's what she is. We know this.
My guess is that scene is going to be her sneaking in disguise to get in somewhere to do something, and I don't know.
Seducing somebody to be like, oh, let me in. I'm a retorter.
I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad for Megan Fox to some degree. I mean, she obviously gets money. She's fine where she is, but I mean,
dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just want someone who looks and feels more like April. It's
April instead of a whore.
I wouldn't.
Sorry, no.
But the way they make her in the movie,
I want a reporter instead of a fucking streetwalker.
Right. No. I know Anna Kendrick originally auditioned for this role, and I would have liked to have seen her as April. Right. I think that would have been cool. Anyway, but what was the main last? There was one last thing we were. Yeah. So the last scene is
the tank with Rocksteady.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it the first two times I watched it, but yeah, Rocksteady's in the.
You didn't notice him?
I just noticed the tank. I don't know. I was looking at the tank because they're in a waterfall or something, and then like this tank submerges from the water and shoots a missile at Donatello, and Raph pushes him out of the way, and Rocksteady's riding the tank, and he like literally gives like a woohoo, fist bump as he's like on top of the tank, and then it ends, and yeah, I'm sold.
You know what? Like that'll be better than like falling down and like a ski loop. Like
I don't know.
Like, oh my god! A lot of people chase on a fucking mountain with snow.
As bad as that movie was, a lot of people that I talk to, or a lot of people I see on the internet, like a lot of people like that snow sequence, apart from the whole Megan Fox ass part. I don't know, but that being said, I think the movie looks a lot better and a lot more fun. I should mention too, the Turtles look slightly different.
They do.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. Except for like them wearing pants. Why do they need to wear pants? Whatever. That aside, like really, they don't need to wear pants. They're fucking turtles.
I don't
Their
know.
genitalia, it doesn't make
They're
cartoon characters. They don't need genitalia, so you don't need to wear pants to hide them. You can just not give them genitalia. They're cartoons. Like in the original cartoon, did they have genitalia? No, they did not. They were completely fucking naked, and they did not wear pants.
No, and
why do you give them pants now? Oh. Whatever, but
it's probably them trying to be more human.
But what you're saying is their proportions are different.
They're smaller for one.
Well, not all of them.
I mean, not all.
Michelangelo is smaller.
Yeah.
Donatello is more lanky. Raphael is still like a bit taller.
Yeah, Raphael's still more like the tank, but
they seem like they're actually going for a difference in all of them. Instead of all of them being like the same height, being like the same build, they're actually looking to add more character with the bodies.
Yeah.
Which
and like their snouts and mouth look different too. They don't look all like Shrek's
each of them, even from like the old toys, each one of them was like a different shade of green. Each one of them was like they were the same toy configuration, but they were a little bit different, so you could tell them apart from each other, not just from the bandanas, but from the actual like the colors and like the build.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I like that they're adopting that and actually like trying to think like, all right, they're a little bit different. They're adding the difference to their characterization, even in like their body and like their body language. Sure. Go. Sorry. I
understand.
The mic right there.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, they've been doing that now a lot more just with the TV shows, because like I think in the original '80s show they all look pretty much identical except for the bandanas, and then in the 2003 show they all looked identical except the different colored.
In the old '80s TV show, there was also like animation
Yeah,
Probably,
no.
the masks would be different on the wrong people.
No, I know. I understand that, but I'm saying then 2003 they all looked again similar, but they had different colored green, so you could tell each one part, not just the bandanas. And now the newest one, the Nickelodeon, the bandanas are all the different colors, and they're all built differently. Donatello's lanky and has like the chip missing tooth.
Yeah.
Leo is like slender and athletic. Mikey is like the little brother type, like little and small.
He's the short one.
And then Raph is like the big muscular like tank type.
He's the Rocky.
He's the Rocky.
Come on, Rocky.
But yeah, so that's kind of gone over to this. So either way, dude, like I'm excited for it. I will say this still, I'm still very skeptical. This is the main point I wanted to bring up because you were mentioning dialogue. So
right, like from the trailer, you
okay,
no,
I know. Here's what I know for a fact.
I'm excited for it, but it's still like I haven't seen it yet.
Here's what I know for a fact. The same writers who worked on the first one, who gave us all that terrible dialogue we talked about, they're still the ones writing this movie.
Fuck.
Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do as a Turtle fan. I'm still not gonna go and see it right away, and I'm only gonna wait to hear what fans say. Because honestly, I don't
from the trailer, it looks glorious. It looks like a huge improvement. But still, like you said, it's a trailer.
It's still Michael Bay
to make you excited.
It's still Michael Bay, and it's still.
If they showed us all the good parts in the trailer, like so many movies do nowadays, it can still be a fucking terrible movie.
It's still. But to be fair, they do have a different director. It's not the guy that did Battle Los Angeles. It's the guy who did Earth to Echo and a bunch of other movies. But like he's
all those movies I didn't see because I felt like they looked bad.
I don't know, but I mean it's a different director, so maybe he's more of a Turtle fan. Maybe he wanted to make it look more like I don't know Ninja Turtles, but. Again, still the same writers, still the same producer. Granted, Michael Bay isn't the only one doing it, though. There's like at least like...
Well, Michael Bay's just a producer.
I know, but it's the... Okay, so...
We did see like fucking sex appeal and explosions in the trailer, so it is still a Michael Bay film.
But, okay.
Explosions!
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna wait to hear what fans say. Because, honestly, like, critics... I don't know if you can fully rely on the critics for... I mean, just as far as Ninja Turtles go, because even like the best Ninja Turtles film, which you and I would agree was like the first original one from 1990, still holds up today, in my opinion. Most critics
said it was too dark for kids.
I think it's a fucking great movie, though, and it's not like a Batman Returns where like it really is like dark. Like no, it balances the darkness and the goofiness perfectly because it makes like their story kind of dark and like Shredder dark and all that, but the Turtles remain optimistic and good-hearted throughout the entire...
You call family?
Yeah. But I thought it was a great movie. But, like, I never found it too dark.
Regular or menthol?
No, but, like, that was what was so cool about it. And, like, I never found it too dark as a kid. Like, I know it was too dark. Was it, like, Batman Returns or something like that I had a hard time with. But, like, that was the perfect balance of, like, between goofiness and seriousness that I felt worked for that movie. But, again, I'm going to wait to see what fans say because... You know, like critics, I don't know. I don't think critics get what Ninja Turtles even are, even to this day. So I'm gonna wait to see what fans say, and I'll go from that. If the fan reaction is overly positive, I will go to see it in theaters. If not, I'll again wait for it to come out on DVD and then watch it and then judge it from there.
Yep.
You know, and joke about it or whatever.
And then we can Mystery Science Theater that one too.
And then I get depressed immediately afterwards.
Why did you make me watch this?
You wanted to. You said you would. Okay. All right. Moving on. X-Men Apocalypse trailer. I'll go first because I know you have more to say on the subject. I have not read a lot of material on Apocalypse as far as X-Men is concerned. That being said, I do know a little bit of his backstory. I know some of his history. I think the concept of Apocalypse is a great idea, especially in the way that they approach it in the X-Men style universe. I mean, ever since Days of Future Past has ended, I've just wanted to see the next X-Men film. This trailer for me pretty much has sold me because one of the only real issues I had was the look of Apocalypse on the Entertainment Weekly cover, and it seems like they kind of just fixed that in post production or whatever, and he looks pretty much fine at this point. And honestly, it's not the voice I would have picked for Apocalypse or whatever Oscar Isaac.
The voice, I don't like the voice, but
okay.
Continue.
I thought it was okay though, because I feel like it works for his version. I guess I don't know, but it's creepy and unsettling.
Like the Hellraiser voice was like, this is not for your eyes. Like
maybe he works into that. I don't know, but like
Smog being like hello burglar. Like I want like that deep voice that like resonates through your body. But continue.
Well, either way, the idea of Apocalypse seems pretty well done. I'm overall, as far as like this kind of coming like to like this new trilogy, I really like the direction it seems to be going, and again, I just want to see what all the characters do, and I mean, I'm on board. So anyway, give me like because you said you were 50-50. Tell me what the 50% was that threw you off.
The 50% that threw me off.
Yeah.
Archangel there. Like we already had Angel in the movies before. Like X-Men 3. If that's all like wiped out from like Days of Future Past, whatever.
Yeah.
It's still weird having him in the movie in continuity. I know he's supposed to be. He's heavily involved in Apocalypse. The metal wings look great.
Yeah.
Like I wish he had the blue skin.
Yeah, I was just saying because so like he makes them. I don't know this as much. He makes them blue skin basically.
He gets his wings like ripped off, and then like Apocalypse comes to him and is like,
gives him new wings.
Hey, I can give you new wings. They're metal ones. Like great. Like be with me, and he fucks with his mind.
All right,
and does all this other stuff.
Go over with me. Tell me from what you know, what are Apocalypse's like main big powers? Like what does he do? Like, what is his stuff? I mean, see, he's the first mutant ever in existence.
Yeah.
He's lived for thousands of years.
He's got crazy strength. He can shrink and grow. He can change his form, like kind of like Mystique. How he can alter his appearance.
Oh, really?
I don't think they're gonna do that. But like, oh yeah, he can do that. He can manipulate people. He can't
control minds.
Not control minds, but he's a very good manipulator.
Because he's lived for so long, he knows how to do all that.
He knows how to like talk to people, and like. He's very all-powerful, as far as my knowledge of him.
Yeah.
I could be very wrong, and some other nerd on here might, like, disagree. But, from what I saw in the trailer, the only power that I saw in the trailer
is that the
growing.
Yeah. But again, to be fair,
And Professor X is like, he can control us all. And it's like, how? Like, he can't do like I've never known him to do like mind control. Like he's always just been like a powerhouse. He's just been like a strong guy who can just like fucking bitch slap anybody.
I'm gonna say this for one. I think it's a teaser. You know, it's more of a teaser than anything. Two, they don't want to give all the cool stuff of Apocalypse away because we mostly just see him walk around talking to people, and then that one scene where he's just moving. They wanted to give that to let you know that it is.
That one scene was cool though.
Yeah,
that's Apocalypse. Like he can.
Yeah.
He can also like morph his hands into like objects.
They wanted to show you that he was you know, that this is your Apocalypse that you've known from the comics. I'm thinking this is just my theory because notice that one like.
Wolverine at one point was one of his four horsemen.
Yeah, they're still wondering like where he's gonna come into this movie or how he's gonna play in.
I don't know if he's going to be in this movie.
They've said cameo at best. I don't know. That's what I've heard. But I'm saying as far as the whole
Magneto and Storm.
Okay,
he had his own like four horsemen. His own four horsemen were like different people. Now they're throwing in like Psylocke and Storm and like.
Well, why not? I don't know. Like, why not? Why not have fun with it? That's what I'm saying. Okay, but. The whole line about he can control us all and all this, like, one, we actually never see, like, the real scene, like, where he's actually saying it.
True.
And we're always hearing it when he's around Cerebro. So my guess is that something's happening where, like, maybe he's afraid of, like, Apocalypse using Cerebro.
What I see is in that last scene, in, like, one of the last scenes where
I've never
felt power like this, and you can see Xavier's eyes going black.
Yeah.
Whereas he's trying to tap into Apocalypse, but it's working reversely, where Apocalypse is tapping into him.
It's very possible, but the thing is,
that's what I see.
Yeah, happening. well, because like Apocalypse,
like, I've never felt power like this, and like his eyes start going black.
But again, he's becoming like he's understanding Apocalypse.
He's trying to like tap into Apocalypse, and Apocalypse is like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Like you're a psychic. Like I'm tapping into you. Like, and that's what I see happening in that. And like,
okay."
And maybe, like, him struggling to, like, get it back is what makes him lose his hair. Because in the last scene, you see him
fall.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think some cool shit's gonna happen. Okay, but overall, you're gonna see this opening weekend.
Of course.
Okay, alright. So, the trailer at least has you sold on the idea of X-Men Apocalypse. Would you say that?
Bryan Singer, like...
Yeah. Guy hasn't really made like a bad X-Men movie.
I trust him with the X-Men series. I'm still like 50-50 on it because it's like
here's what I know.
There's so many other storylines that they could have gone with before Apocalypse, because Apocalypse is like a big baddie. I know. Well, okay, so here's like the first Fantastic Four movie going into fucking Galactus.
All right, no. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Well, there's a few factors for one. This is honestly like the 7th or 8th.
X-Men movie.
Yeah, X-Men. I mean, if we're talking just mutant movie in general, if you want to count Deadpool for that matter, because Deadpool will have already come out by this point. But like, honestly, it's like
we can have a whole entire different podcast for Deadpool.
Yeah, we'll talk about Deadpool when that movie comes out. That being said, this is like the end of like a new trilogy. So I think obviously because the way the studio is and because how Bryan Singer probably wanted to come back and come back in with a big bang, he wants to finish this new trilogy out with a big bang. But also the thing is too, people have been like asking for Apocalypse for quite some time.
No, Mr. Sinister.
No,
I've not seen Mr. Sinister at all in the trailers.
Okay, here's my theory on that, because they might be saving him. I don't actually. I have to
saving
look.
him for what?
I don't know. No. I have to look in to see if he's actually been cast or not in this.
I don't think he has.
I don't know. I feel like you would have to play a role, because not only that, you also have Scott and Jean both in the film.
Yeah.
And as we know, like, they're very much
Mr. Sinister loves them.
Yeah. So I feel like that'll come up at some point.
Well, like, Mr. Sinister was created from Apocalypse. He was given like his abilities and like
he was made like a disciple of him, not a horseman, but a disciple type.
Yeah,
deal.
and like so he could like perform his experiments on mutants and like continue doing them and like make better mutants and blah 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 and like keep testing on them. And then which is why he loves Scott and Jean, is because like Scott and Jean are so powerful that he wants to like
make like the perfect mutant from them.
The perfect mutant.
But like I was amazed too, because we were watching we were rewatching the animated X-Men series.
Yeah.
And the first season they go into that stuff. Like,
right?
I was amazed. I thought that was like something they were going to hold out for like season 3 or 4 or something. But yeah. Okay, so I don't know where Mr. Sinister is. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's hard to say at this point.
But for him to be like completely absent,
it's kind of silly.
I'm like, like at least give like a nod to him. Maybe they do in the movie. This is the trailer.
Again, it's still
going off
teasing.
the trailers. So therefore, maybe they do. I have not seen of anybody being cast as Minister.
It's funny. Like, this is just a rumor. I know. Bryan Cranston was.
Bryan Cranston said like if he wanted to be in Marvel, he wanted to be Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Like
that'd be cool. But I still think he should be James Gordon. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, but
yeah, he'd be a great Gordon.
What was the thing that you liked most from the trailer, apart from the Apocalypse changing size? Was there anything that really?
Well, another thing that bugged me is that Mystique is not Mystique.
She's
Raven.
Okay.
And she's still.
Well, there's two things to that. One.
Sure, she wants to act good.
Okay.
Good.
But okay, well, in real life, everyone kind of knows at this point that Jennifer Lawrence is not a fan of that suit, and so that's kind of like, I think, being a thing.
You signed on to the role, bitch.
I know she signed on to the role, but now she's Jennifer Lawrence and she has more power, and I mean, we can't control that.
We don't want to see her. We want to see Mystique.
Okay. That being said, now she's becoming, like, it's a different role though too. It is technically, in as far as like the films are concerned, it's a different Mystique, because the versions that we saw in the first trilogy is a Mystique that like did not have guidance from Professor Xavier, who literally listened to Magneto most of her life, and was a bitch. Like the Mystique more that people know from the comics, which is fine. We got that Mystique.
Honestly,
but no.
If she didn't like the suit, they could have gone with like the white tabard type of suit.
The what? You mean the actual suit?
White. Like,
the white, yeah.
She's got like the white half dress type of thing.
Yeah, no.
They could have done that, so she didn't have like the full makeup,
the full body makeup.
Mystique,
yeah.
Where she's like naked Mystique.
She's still gonna look like Mystique at some point in the movie. Just the versions we saw.
In the whole trailer, she's still just.
I know she looks like the default Raven that she's been most of her life. But I think that's supposed to signify that she's on the side of good.
What it reminds me of is fucking Topher Grace Venom.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Where it's like, he's Venom, but
here's
he
the thing.
never wears the fucking mask because he wants more screen time.
Well, hold on. There is one thing we are forgetting though that we're not talking about, and it's that one cliffhanger that we get at the end of Days of Future Past. Remember, she's playing Stryker. Once Wolverine has been brought up from the water. and we see William
Yeah.
Stryker, and then we see that it's Mystique. So there might be something that's playing into that. Maybe she got kidnapped. Maybe she got tampered with. I don't know. All I know is that it's a new timeline. It's a new Mystique. So yes, Jennifer Lawrence probably has some pull as to how much she has.
Beast as Beast in the trailer.
Well, we see them both as regular guy
I know.
and then Beast.
I know. We don't see Mystique as regular and like not
Again,
Mystique.
It's just the first trailer.
I know.
So let's not get too crazy yet. If we see like 3 trailers with no actual Mystique, then maybe we can get a little more pissed off. That's all I'm saying.
The other funny thing is like, oh, it was just a bad dream, Gene.
Okay, you joked about this.
You're a high psychic that's like crazy.
Okay,
psychic.
okay.
I had a bad
We
dream.
talked
I saw
about
the
this
end of the
already.
world.
I know, true. It's
No.
Professor X. It's Professor X. just,
Professor
like,
X does
down.
this all the time in the comics. Oh, don't worry, Gene. I bet it was just a bad dream.
It was just a bad dream.
No, excuse me while I go to Cerebro and check something out.
Let me go and like double check this real quick.
What do you mean double check? It has nothing to do with you. No, don't worry.
Go back to sleep. Let me just go and like see what's actually happening.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what Professor X does like all the time in the comics.
Young Nightcrawler.
Looks cool.
I'm excited for Young Nightcrawler.
Everyone's just happy to have him back.
Nightcrawler is one of my favorite mutants.
Yeah.
I think he's awesome as a character.
Alan Cumming was really awesome as him
He
too.
was fantastic in X-Men 2.
Yeah.
I loved his characterization of it. I love like the little bit of backstory that they kind of said, which was glazing over it. But like Nightcrawler, I love Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Like I love Colossus, which Colossus is going to be in this. He's going to be in Deadpool, whatever.
Which is fine.
Like
that'll work for you.
yeah, that'll work for me. Like, but oh, you giant metal cock block! Like,
I just love the fact too. Just a side note on Deadpool, they're also bringing in Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which is a Grant Morrison made mutant in his run of
like I
of
said,
X-Men.
we can have our own podcast on Deadpool.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying that was just. I just think that's a cool aspect. All right. Is there anything else we want to go over as far as Apocalypse is concerned? Anything that stuck out to you, both good or negative? But I want to go more good here. Just
Storm.
good or bad. You think Storm looks?
Storm.
She looks cool. I think.
She looks good, but she's not supposed to be that villainous.
But again,
She was a thief. She was like a thief and everything when like Charles Xavier found her, like a thief. She
Okay.
wasn't a fucking horseman of apocalypse bringing on like the doom of humanity.
All right. But let's just okay. The thing is, this is the best way that I look at the X-Men series as far as Fox is concerned with the comics. They basically just look at the comics. Sometimes they adapt stuff from the comics, but for most they just sort of nitpick and pick and choose what they want to do. Here's what I'm going to say. If I was in a timeline and Storm hadn't been rescued by Charles Xavier yet, and I was Apocalypse, and I met this girl who was easily manipulated and, I don't know, can control the fucking weather, I might want to make her a horseman.
True.
I'm just saying off the top of my head.
Psylocke.
Oh yeah, okay.
We didn't see anything really on Psylocke.
I'll tell you this
She's
though,
totally, like,
on the
radar.
internet, she looks great in
She looks fantastic in like, the pictures.
and the
like,
pictures and stuff. Yeah. So I'm on board. We got to see Juba fucking Lee, but we didn't see
Jubilee.
we didn't see Psylocke. I don't know. Dude, I just can't wait to see like young.
Well, the timelines are all fucked.
Okay.
The timelines are all sorts of fucked.
But
But
here's the thing. Like, I can't wait to see more of like
at least they're not just
Scott
like
and
throwing
Jean.
like Juggernaut in to be like, oh, let's just throw him in there. Like
Now you do know that the original plan was to have Juggernaut instead of Quicksilver in Days of Future Past, right?
why?
I don't know, but they changed it. They changed
They
it. So
are
why?
bringing Quicksilver back though.
Oh, I know. Quicksilver's going to be in it too, and apparently, like Bryan Singer said that he worked.
In the trailer, you see him running through shit.
No. I'm just saying, like Bryan Singer said that he had like one of the most extensive shoots out of any actor in that thing because they do like a whole new sequence that they had to especially film and like in the same way that they did the second one. So there's going to be a whole new cool Quicksilver sequence.
The way that they filmed Quicksilver in that one, I agreed with like in Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
it was great. Obviously, it was better than the Avengers.
Well, again, like what did you said that basically that in Days of Future Past they got the powers more correct.
The powers better, but the characterization was better in
Marvel.
Avengers.
In Avengers, yeah,
because his character was more to the point.
Yeah,
like the accent, the actual characterization was better. He's not some bratty teenager. Like,
well, to be fair, in Days of Future Past, he's not so much a brat. He's just sort of like a cocky dick. He's like,
that's
okay.
not a brat.
Well, I mean,
cocky dick is not a brat to you.
Well, a brat is like someone who is like like let's other people do stuff for them, whereas like Quicksilver does all his own stuff. That's how I see it, Brett. I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
I mean that's my definition. Okay, but overall, you're going to see it open weekend.
Of course I am.
Yeah, but I would say that you are definitely excited for X-Men Apocalypse. Are you not?
I'm excited for it. Yes. That being said, like, I'm still gonna go in there with like grain of salt. Like,
Yeah. That's understandable.
I don't know how it's gonna play out.
I think it looks really good. I'm really excited. I mean, again, I'm going to try to read I have the Age of Apocalypse omnibus that I'm going to read before I go in there.
Well,
Just
why
because.
read it? You know it's not gonna be the same as the movie.
Oh, I know it isn't, but I know the Days of Future Past arc wasn't going to
Age
be
of
this.
Apocalypse is totally different. From
Oh no, I know, but I want to read it primarily to get a better idea of the Apocalypse character because I don't know as much as say like you do. But again, like I knew the Days of Future Past arc from the comic wasn't going to be anything like the movie, but I just wanted to get an idea of like what I was, at least getting into or something. I don't know. But you know me, that's how I am with comics in general.
I'll still be excited for it, and when it comes out, I'll probably still be like fanboying about it, being like, "Eee!"
Yeah, and they'll probably and even
This part was amazing. Like this part kind of sucked. Like,
yeah. I mean, look, honestly, as far as the new trilogy goes, like. I mean, I like X2 a lot. I think X2 is a great movie. X-Men 1 is like, okay, that was like just when comic book films were sort of coming back in Hollywood.
The one thing I said to you before is the chick who plays young Jean Grey from like Game of Thrones, and I hate her character on Game of Thrones.
But you're supposed to hate Sansa.
I know. But I was saying, like, I haven't seen her in anything else, so I will be excited to see what she does with Jean Grey.
That'd be interesting. Like, I mean, she seems different. I feel bad for her. I mean, okay. And that one scene alone.
But then again, how difficult can it be, like, jumping into like that type of a character with so many people expecting you to do so much?
Well, I do know that I think she did watch like the other X-Men films to get an idea of like the older actresses.
Better than the fucking Fantastic Four, where it's like, don't read anything. Like,
look, here's what I know for a fact. Like, say what you want about the Fantastic Four, which you have every right to. I feel like Fox is just knowing that they kind of suck at this, so they're just letting Bryan Singer do what he wants, and then they're just sort of letting it go from there.
Oh, you made great movies before.
And got us money.
Can you do it again?
Yeah, just, do what you want, because the more we seem to tamper it, people just don't seem to like it. We made Apocalypse look like Ivan Ooze. Change it back, that's fine. Or, fix it!
Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it!
It's a Futurama reference. Okay. I think that's it. I think we covered everything. Either way, I can't believe that I'm excited for like the next Ninja Turtles movie. I did not think that was going to be possible,
right?
Because the first one was so awful of this new series.
Well, then again, it can still turn out badly.
Oh, it can still suck.
But from that trailer, I'm excited.
It looks like it's going in the right direction.
I hope.
Yes, same here. Knock on wood. And yeah, I'm very excited for X-Men Apocalypse. Hopefully that one works out as well. Yeah, that's all we got to say on these. I'm just excited for 2016. I just wanted to get here already, right after I see Star Wars.
Yeah. Like, we got Star Wars coming out, and there's in like a month, then there's Deadpool, then there's Batman, Superman, then there's Civil War.
I think what we should do is right after, because you and I will both have seen it at least twice by December 18th. So we'll have to do a review immediately after that point.
Of course.
All right. Anyway, that's it for now. Stay tuned later for our Ant-Man review, which will be out very soon.
Yay!
Hooray!
Good night, guys.
Night.